Full disclosure, this is of a sexual nature. I'm going to explain why it is that I prefer not to deal with this fachi, chi transmission things on human beings. Okay, if I'm working with animals, is different, because animals, they are more intuitive and even reciprocal. They are intuitive. They appreciate being healed. Let's say being restored. Maybe healing is not the right word. And even they, if you live with them, they actually reciprocate oftentimes, and they help you back. Whereas human beings, when you restore them, heal them, whatever, because human beings have an internal map of reality that does not match reality itself. Animals, they're intuitive, their awareness is soaked into their chi, their energy, and they're very receptive of and in tune with reality itself, in the way that they move, in the way that they are receptive of all of the gravitational energy, the magnetic energies, the electric energies, and many different kind of energies. They are in tune with those energies themselves. So when they receive healing or restoration, they naturally reciprocate. They're happy to help human beings as well. But when if you restore a human being back to health, because they have these internal map of reality, because human beings, we have this oversized brain with a left brain and a right brain, and we're going to conceptualize, visualize, and stuff that we saw on Instagram or whatever is going to, oftentimes people, we generate an internal map of reality. It does not match reality. It's based on, biases, presuppositions. Things should be like this, things should be like that. It's political, it's psychological, it's this group of people peer pressuring a person into have a certain concept about this demographic, about that demographic. Human beings are complicated. So again, I said this was sexual, because on two occasions I did this fachi. I did this chi transmission, okay? And it was during, so on the first occasion, I had been with a girl for some time, and we got to know each other, and eventually things got sexual, but me being a little bit complacent, stupid, not realizing that this chick obviously had a internal map of reality which didn't match reality itself. So she had concepts about me, about the situation, that were based on, again, ways in which she would have been influenced from Instagram and from this thing, that thing, so anyway, chi transmission and energy healing and things, it can be done, of course, not of a sexual nature. Normally it's not, okay? There may be a kind of energetic orgasm happening, but it's not really a sexual orgasm. But you can see examples of this, like Donnie Epstein and other network spinal analysis. You can see this type of energetic orgasm happening, and waves of energy being released through the spine, and the spine moving in different ways, and the body releasing, and the emotional energy releasing, and people making various different sounds and weird movements and everything. People that have never done yoga before, all of a sudden, they receive this energy, this network spinal analysis, where they're basically just touching very lightly points on the spine, and then sometimes they're not even touching, they're just using awareness, and it's causing kind of an energetic. Joe's watching, thank you, Joe. And it's causing a sort of an emotional release. Okay, so you can look at this Donnie Epstein. You can look at the videos on YouTube. A lot of people are a bit scared of him because he looks like some kind of cult master. Obviously, he's got very serious mind power. Okay, very serious mind power, dude. When he was guys like him, like when he was young, he was just staring into space. His mind was just open. There was no thoughts. He was in the state of mind before the thought, mind totally open, just staring into space. Okay, and they put him on drugs because that unfortunately in our society there's no, and the same for autistic people, and like myself, I was on the spectrum, autism, dyslexia, and just I got hit by a number of different things. So I was also just like, staring into space. And just this empty, just aware of this emptiness. And of course everyone else's minds is so many different timings. I mean, so many different, the mind just gets soaked into so many different emotional, cognitive biases and things you saw on Instagram, various different mind control, all these things, like people aren't even aware of how many random things their awareness is getting soaked into. So no wonder people have insomnia and tinnitus and all of these issues. So this is why people like Donnie Epstein, who the mind is not even soaked into any cognitive thing. The mind is just open. So of course he's aware of what he's sitting. I mean, this is how Miyamoto Musashi killed so many people. Timing, okay, timing. And he explains this very, very clearly. The timing of the sun, the timing of the clouds, the timing of the birds, the timing of the wind, the timing of the trees, the timing of the temperature, the timing of the stream, the timing of your anger, the timing of your frustration, the timing of your heart, the timing of my heart, the timing of my breathing. And that by the virtue of the timing which exists between all of this timing, which is a kind of emptiness, which is when you are in that empty space, you're aware of all these things going on, and you can intercept right at the exact moment. I think Miyamoto Musashi, struck down and killed his first dude when he was like 13. He was observing a master teaching his class, and all the students very praising this master. And Miyamoto Musashi just sitting there, his mind is open. He's aware of all of the different timing going on. Aware of the timing of these parameters which are set in place, which the master is aware that when he has those parameters in place, he's able to manipulate people and manipulate the situation in his favor. Miyamoto Musashi being absorbed into a much deeper baseline fundamental, saw exactly what he had to do. He went and challenged him and killed the dude like that. Okay? Intercepted him. Killed him. Alright? So now this things can be used for good as well, okay? You don't have to use it for killing people, but you can, okay? And it's like, why do I want to learn mind power? Okay, in New Zealand, we're not allowed to carry guns, all right? So, but at least I have my mind, all right? So anyway, I'm going to explain about how I'm talking about, why it is that I'm sort of opposed to this fachi, or this energy transmission, which if you go onto YouTube or whatever, and you search fachi, which is FA space QI or CHI, depending on which spelling you use to spell chi energy. Fa means to emit. Okay, you can also search chi emission. Okay, and that's when people who have been doing qigong or various other systems where they've built up a very, very dense life force energy. Okay, very dense kind of electric field. It has an electric quality to it as well. It can do that. You can transmit this to other people. Okay, and it's going to cause various different effects, and you can heal, you can restore people back to health, and blah blah blah. And of course, it's all very amazing, and people enjoy these. People enjoy these demonstrations. Okay, and they say, "Wow, yeah, I want to learn that. I want to learn chi transmission." Okay, that's awesome. So the thing is, again, I'm explaining about why I prefer, and I can do this too. I've done it on my cat actually, and I prefer to work with animals. Okay. So I've had a couple of experiences in the past where I did some energy transmission. Okay, I transmitted my life force energy into a human on 2 different occasions. Okay, and as I'm saying, normally this is not sexual, but it can cause a kind of an orgasm, kind of an emotional release in the body. But this particular time that I did it, it was sexual. Okay, it was the first time it was a chick that I met at a fucking Sahaj yoga center, which I don't really have much respect for them after I heard their master praise Lenin. Okay, the communist Lenin dude, and she was like, and Lenin was an enlightened soul. Okay, no, he actually was responsible for a lot of scapegoat killing and bloodshed in the Soviet Union. Okay, very irresponsible for her to say that. All right, and Sahaj Yoga, they're doing some things like they're also doing this energy transmission, and they're feeling the vibrations between them, and they've got a couple of legitimate techniques, and they do like foot soaking and things. But anyway, I met this chick at Sahaj Yoga, and she had some issues. She was on some medication. She was a little bit out of disproportionate in weight and things, but she was still a little bit attractive. And anyway, we got on sort of well, but I was a little bit dumb. Like my sexual market value, or my looks, money, and status, my confidence of myself as a man at the time was, I could have done much better than her. But anyway, we became friends, and we went and meditated together in the forest and shit. And eventually things kind of got a little bit sexual between me and her. If I had have known like what what would have happened. I would not have done this energy transmission on her. But anyway, I decided to try it because I thought it would be interesting just to try energy transmission and basically use it in an orgasm. Okay, I gave her a yoni massage. If you can look that up on okay, a sexual massage, all right? And I used chi transmission in that as well, of course. So, but before that, it wasn't just straight away. Okay, no, it's not like we built it up. I sat in front of her, and we made eye contact for like hours. Okay, hours until both of our brain waves got onto a very coherent level, so that I could transmit to her. Okay. So that all of the the waves, frequency, and energy of the two human beings is basically connecting. We felt comfortable on that level, and it was very consensual. It was nice, but her concept about me was not very nice. But anyway, so when the energy was just right, okay, when our both minds were right, I did this. I slowly built up an orgasm in her, okay, and then I really took my time on this, okay, and then at the end, I really, she was like, and really, like, man, she absolutely exploded. Okay, I fully put a lot of energy in that, and you could see like waves coming up her spine and everything. And when she finally exploded, like I put my hands up to her, it was like the energy field around between us both was just incredible, man. Like if you had an electrical measuring device, it would have probably gone off the chart, man. Like holy fuck. And of course this gave her a massive emotional release, and a lot of things that was tied up in her body, keeping her on medication, and she was depressed, insomnia, so many issues before that. Okay, now the thing is, this didn't get reciprocated, and basically it did heal her, restore her, but she didn't want to do anything back to me at all, nothing. And I just sort of stupidly felt, okay, maybe she just, she'll reciprocate later on. But her concept about it, and she was happy to receive it, but she didn't want to give anything back. And then I think it was a month later I saw her, and then eventually, I realized it was just a waste of time, because there was no relationship, nothing there. It was purely just me transmitting energy to her, and she was happy to receive it, but she wouldn't even acknowledge that it was me transmitting the energy. Her idea was that it was her. It was because of the Sahaj yoga. It was because of her, basically her female ego took over. Okay, the female ego, it does this, and it was very clear. Like she also said many times, her ego very precious, and she really cares about satisfying her ego. So she was using this energy that I was transmitting to her and giving this experience to her to boost her female ego, and using that to shit test me, just like how girls will shit test guys, and normally it's only in the beginning of a relationship, but this just, she just used it anyway. And then, yeah, a few days later I realized what was going on. I said, okay, look, you know, I can see this isn't, you don't really want to have any kind of relationship with me. You just want to have me meditate with you and transmit this energy to you. And obviously her internal map of reality was just, yeah, and just like that, just wanting to satisfy her ego, to shit test me and use me, and you know, yeah, just take everything. And a few weeks later I saw her on Instagram, totally different. She looked supermodel hot. Her body had changed, I think, and then a few months later, even that, she looked absolutely gorgeous. Like, yeah, just completely changed. Okay, and obviously restored back to much better health. All right, and I don't know if she even acknowledges that this was facilitated or helped or something by me at all, you know. And then a few months later I met another girl, and I told her about the experience that happened with that chick, and that you know, it healed her and blah blah blah. And then things kind of, and then it happened again. Okay, the second bitch, 2 bitches in a row, this happened. Okay, and then the second bitch that I did this for, this energy transmission orgasmic thing, also it gave her an emotional release, but then she still wanted to shit test me and things. Obviously this was because I had some internal confidence issues as a man. I mean, my chi, my energy was there and able to do this, but something else was there such that the female ego could see that, and just, you know, obviously when the female ego sees that, they just shit test you and you know, just use it as an experience, you know. Just the female ego is very much experience hunting, you know. This happens when you, the worst thing you can do with a woman is you know, talk too much or tell her too much about yourself and your philosophy about the universe and everything, about, you know, your whatever, because then they feed on that, and then they decide, oh, that when they've had enough, they okay, I got that experience under my belt now, all right, time for the next guy. And then you'll try to text them, and then they'll just say, I feel there's nothing romantic happening between us anymore, I'm sorry, yeah. And then that's it. So guys, like, we need to also be quite cunning, actually, because women are very, very, very cunning. Okay, their ego is anyway. So 2 bitches in a row, this happened to me. So now I don't want to do this energy transmission, you know, at all. You know, I do it for animals, not sexually, but you know, I've done it for my cat here, and my cat also has kind of also reciprocated back, and I've learned, like, my cat, there's something like, yeah,